Welcome to the chapter 259 leaks for Jujutsu Kaisen. Apparently this is an insane chapter and we're just gonna go through it per usual. You guys know how this goes by now. If you remember, Todo pulled up on Sukuna and now we're about to get Yuji and Todo versus Sukuna, and we're just gonna continue off of that. First I have to give thanks to Miyamura, and with that being said, of course I don't want to take up any more time. Leave a like, subscribe, I appreciate all that are watching, and now let's get into it. So the chapter begins with Todo revealing that his missing left arm is replaced with an instrument called a vibra slap. If you look at it, if you look it up, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Todo looking kind of goofy, but hey man, it works. The narrator explains that Todo has changed Boogie Woogie's activation from a clapping of hands to a collision of the metal piece and wooden box of the vibra slap. So basically, as long as Todo's operating this instrument, I'm actually going to put it on the screen now, why not? He's able to swap people. It's also revealed that he can swap people 50 times per second. And it's also shown that Todo and Yuji just have so much finesse working together per usual. Nothing has changed in between the two. They're able to simultaneously attack, swap all over the place, and just whoop Sukuna's ass. As this battle rages on, it's said that Todo has imposed a binding vow to limit the number of swaps in proportion to the collisions of the vibra slap. Todo has successfully expanded the curse technique's target to multiple targets and thus expanded the effective range of this technique. So I think that Todo's just able to swap multiple things all at once. I think he's always been able to do this, but he can probably just swap them even more and at a higher rate, being able to confuse everybody on the battlefield. However, his teammates know that he's going to put them in optimal situations, whereas the enemies have no clue what he's doing. So really, this always works in his favor despite how random it may seem at first. It's also revealed that Todo was able to save everybody from Sukuna's domain expansion, so they should be in good shape and rejoining the fight at any point now. But you know how things are in Jujutsu Kaisen. We've been waiting a very long time to see Yuji and Todo work together again, so we know that they're going to be running at the perfect pace to arrive at the next chapter, but be too slow to reach them in this chapter. Anyways, as Sukuna fights Todo, he says that out of all the sorcerers, Todo is the most self-centered and difficult to sway. He honestly appeared at the timing that I least wanted him to pull up, which is like a crazy, really crazy hype and potential type of thing for Todo. It's cool, nice quote. I really think this hypes up Todo a lot, and maybe we can see something from him in the future. Who knows? But Todo goes in to land a kick on Sukuna, and Sukuna is able to easily dodge it. In the way that Sukuna was able to dodge it, he essentially blitzes Todo. I think this is a sign that Sukuna is regaining his strength currently. So Todo makes a self note that Sukuna is able to dodge mid-air. Yuji then throws a rock towards them, and Todo's able to swap with Yuji as he lands a strong missile kick into Sukuna, which is like a drop kick, I guess. In reading this chapter, I can really see that the whole stats thing with Todo is not really a big deal when it comes to his matchup with Sukuna, because yeah, he has fallen behind a bit. This may be the case, but Sukuna can't really land a hit on Todo, and we know how teamwork just makes everybody way stronger in this series. It's all working out in their favor. This new Boogie Woogie is extremely overpowered, and I see why Gege probably kept dude out until the very end. Anyway, Sukuna grabs a hold of Yuji by his face and tries to thrash him, but Todo keeps on swapping as Yuji continues to punch Sukuna from its blind spots. And you know, with the 50 swaps per second, and these guys, they're just wilding. Currently in this battle, Todo, Yuji, Sukuna are now in like a roulette. Sukuna is able to realize that Todo can change the maximum and minimum values for the number of swaps per single tap. Sukuna basically admits that it's impossible to get used to this technique and all of the swapping, which is what I was saying earlier. It's become extremely busted, and I don't really see how characters can land a hit on Todo at this point unless they just use a domain. It's kind of ridiculous. I do think the series might be ending soon if shit like this is being introduced. But despite this overpowered technique, we know that Sukuna's battle IQ is on another level. he has figured out a way to read when Todo's gonna swap. It's precisely when Yuji's focus has peaked. Sukuna thinks that Todo might faint by not swapping Yuji, but something else to trick opponents. So Sukuna moves to punch Yuji very hard. He's got his fist cocked and everything. I do wonder how this would work against Maki then, because as we can see, Sukuna's just using pure intellect to guess when Todo would swap, but could Maki do the same with her battle intelligence and precognition combined? You know, it may sound like hating, but I just don't want Todo to pull back up into the series with this nearly unbeatable technique that requires Sukuna's brain to figure out and be one of the strongest characters. I'm gonna be hating crazy if this happens. And y'all know I've been wanting him back too, but I'm not messing with this. Anyways, as Sukuna goes to strike Yuji with all of his strength, remember I was talking about that earlier, Mei's crow appears and Sukuna realizes that he made a mistake in reading Todo's attack. Then we see Todo clink that weird ass instrument again. Sukuna thinks they swap with Mei's crow, so he tries to quickly turn his body toward his blind spot and land a kick, but he realizes that he got tricked once again. Oh man, we know where this is from. Todo didn't swap their places at all, and Yuji's easily able to land a black flash on Sukuna. And this is the same exact thing that happened when fighting Mahito, but it's the same exact thing. He got outplayed just as bad as before. Todo's ability again is so busted because he works you up thinking that you're gonna be swapped here and there, and then when it's time to land that decisive blow, he won't swap you at all. So you'll just swing at nothing. It's a surefire technique and it always works. Boogie Woogie is just amazing, but again, I think it's a little too busted for the series and can trick really any sorcerer. Todo would state that I concealed an attack within a concealment, within another concealment, within another concealment. And Todo living up to his 5,000 IQ or whatever he said he had before. Just what an amazing sorcerer in return. And I see why Gojo saw all that potential in him. Anyways, coming back to the fight. After landing a black flash, Yuji pierces his claw hand into Sukuna and begins to brutally tear him apart with a demonic face. And you just see blood everywhere, Yuji locked in. It's a really cold panel. And even though Yuji has pierced his chest, Sukuna begins to try and expand his domain again, but Sukuna sees a mysterious silhouette, and the narrator begins to explain that Sukuna has witnessed him, the strongest ghost that Sukuna killed with his own hands. And the chapter ends with a little mini panel of what seems to be Gojo in a silhouette kind of like thing. A lot of people probably think Gojo's coming back because of this. I say wait till the next chapter. I don't think he's coming back. I still don't. I know people are going to be mad in the comments because I'm saying this, but I think this is more so Gojo giving Sukuna the big FU, like, my students have fulfilled my legacy. They've achieved everything I've ever wanted. I completed my purpose and found something beyond being the strongest, and I've actually seen it come to fruition. In a way, Gojo has surpassed Sukuna in terms of their mentality, philosophy, whatever, and Yuji being able to overcome Sukuna kind of proves this, right? Gojo again has substance beyond being the strongest, and Sukuna doesn't, and now we're seeing who's in the lead. Gojo's mentality and mindset has brought him and his students to surpass Sukuna. In a way, Gojo is more fulfilled than Sukuna is, and thus is the winner of their mental, philosophical battle. Sorry I'm kind of yapping and rambling, but if you hear what I'm saying, you'll hear it, but it's still kind of late, so I'll get my thoughts in order. I'll probably make a better video on this explaining and breaking all this down so people can get what I'm really saying, and I hope you guys enjoyed. With that said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.